I just won't taste as good as it should.
That might be true.
Yeah, whiskey doesn't... That's the only thing about whiskey. It doesn't skunk, necessarily. It just doesn't taste as good because it evaporates. Though that was actually still sealed. Like, I had to power the cork off, so it's probably still pretty good. Oh, here are the giant dice that Max got me for,
Oh, geez. It took my brain a second to figure out what the scope of that was.
Yeah.
That's fun.
There you go. It's much easier that way.
Oh, wow. That's great.
Yeah, that was our anniversary / Valentine's Day gift they gave me.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Max and I were actually talking about Retroscape stream because they were talking about how much they enjoyed doing that. So maybe soon again we'll do something like it.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Dawn's working on that patch thing because I wanted some, but apparently she could make them for like she thinks $3 or $4, and I'm like, that's really cheaper than I would expect.
Yeah, that's really awesome.
Yeah, and I did ask her like, hey, if we did order like a couple and we wanted to sell them, is that okay, or what would you like? She goes, if you buy them, I don't care. You can do what you want with them. I'm like, Dawn.
Dope. 1 second. I'm gonna change my lighting.
Go work.
You can hear us? Oh, God. Oh, God.
What's happening?
Oh, no. You can hear us. It's true, actually.
Are we streaming?
Yeah, we're totally streaming.
Daniel!
But, observe, I can mute us.
Okay, I was like, I didn't know we were on. I was just moving stuff. Hi, everybody. How are you? You can see where my cat jumped off my face. I like that my pets really enjoy hurting me right before I do streams.
Okay, I'm going to return on my sound, because why not?
I suddenly heard myself going through the thing.
It's more fun that way.
Yeah, well, I forgot to... we haven't done streams first, so I didn't mute myself.
Well, and I forgot to... I forgot the way the scene switches work. Because I don't even think I have our mics set up on the intro scene. Nope, I do not. But it's still going through. That's fine. Whatever. So they can just listen to us have technical issues until I actually decide to turn it on. It's more fun that way.
I feel like we should figure out why it's doing that, but fair enough.
I have a pretty good idea of why it's doing that. I just personally didn't realize that that's how it worked.
Okay.
So, here we are. Ooh. I'm going to set up a really cool transition scene so that when we transition, it'll look really cool. Okay. Well, apparently fade is the only one that they have. Can I do... All right, Jake, you ready?
Are we? I mean, yeah, sure. I'm ready to now be seen while
heard. Yeah, no, we're only doing the heard thing right now, not the seen thing. But
we just do a Do you just want to do a podcast? We can just do a podcast.
Oh, we could just do a podcast, and then no one would know what we look like.
I mean, they kind of already do, but that's fair.
Nah,
There's a lot of memes of me in the Discord chat. To be fair,
that is true. That is true.
which is one of the reasons why we do need to do the streams again at some point, because we need more memes of me.
Okay. Going live. I'm gonna put up my fingers and count down so that no one knows when we're actually going live.
Live-er.
I could be holding 72 fingers up right now, and slowly
really
counting.
Collection.
What?
It's a really weird collection of fingers.
Oh, hey, we're live! Wow. Yeah, it's crazy. No one saw this coming. It's very exciting. Yeah.
Not even this.
Not. Ooh, wow.
It's still my favorite. It's still my favorite present I got for ChupacabraCon 2 years ago, because it wasn't even ChupacabraCon. It was from Kristen. But it sits here on my desk every day.
Aw.
It overlooks my dice when I roll games.
That's great. Well, hello everyone. It's been a minute. If you don't know who I am, my name's Daniel. And I work on Retroscape sometimes. And over to...
I'm on the right side on the screen, apparently.
This side. It's Jake.
Hi. My name's Jake. I also work on Retroscape. And technically, we also work on other projects that aren't on our social media, but are on our Patreon post, because Daniel decided to tell people.
Did I do that?
Daniel, and that's what he does.
Yeah. Well,
But don't tell anyone.
we do have 3 concurrent viewers right now, so it is a big secret.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if one of those viewers is Jake and one of them is Kristen.
There's a good chance that there is.
All right.
To be fair, I also was just I wanted to look at chat easier.
Yeah, no, it's exactly. Which then means that our one concurrent viewer is Eric. So, thanks for joining us, Eric.
I can also pop out chat.
Yeah, the chat pop out is pretty neat. Though sometimes I feel like it doesn't quite work super well.
I don't know.
Yes, Kristen, I do happen to know one of them is you, and yes.
I was also getting ready to share brain's tired. What am I doing?
Your brain is tired?
My brain is very tired, in fact.
Well, that is alarming.
Well, to be fair, it's been a long start of a decade. Let's go with that.
The long start of a decade.
Hey, Daniel, we're in the 20s and everything's going to hell.
Yeah, it's basically true. Wow, it's just as we predicted when we built Retroscape.
We really should have tried to write the ending sooner so we could figure out how to save the world.
Don't worry, guy. It's, in another 100 years, we'll have operatives to do it for us. Not even a problem. All right, Jake.
It tastes like bananas.
Okay. Are you having a stroke?
Yeah.
What's going on?
No, it just has like a slight banana taste.
Are we talking about your whiskey?
Yeah.
Okay. Your whiskey has a slight banana taste.
Well, because to be fair, we used to talk about what we were drinking before streams. But did you stop drinking? I don't remember. Oh, no, you're drinking wine. Never mind.
Yeah, I did not stop drinking.
That's fine.
Well, I kind of stopped drinking because I stopped streaming, which means I didn't have to drink as often. So...
I mean... No, I've drank between streams. I have had some... I've had some liquor. Not this stuff. Not Sons of Aaron, which... If somehow we ever got a sponsor, again, that'd be cool. Never gonna happen, because... We need to do this more regularly for that to happen.
Yes, I'm having red wine. It's a delicious blend of red wine. Actually, it's really mediocre, but it's fine. Kristen, I love that you're having pizza rolls.
Pizza rolls.
Yeah.
I don't
pizza.
want pizza rolls.
We've gone like mostly vegetarian, and I've cut out most drinking, which has been really interesting. Which now means that I've had about this much wine, and I'm like, woo. But that's kind of how it goes.
Streaming's the only appropriate time to drink. That's fair.
It seems appropriate.
It definitely made some weird things happen during the Retroscape live streams.
That part's true.
Which I started. So Dan, I didn't say this. I started doing the update for Tribe and whatnot on the brainstorm.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to stop at one point because I had to get my journal out, which is my Retroscape journal that had notes in it like DJ Hockey Ghoulie and whatnot. And I started writing what the second-ish campaign or series or whatever it would be. So yeah, that happened.
That's really fun.
I don't know if I'll use it or I'll just try and turn them into some Patreon posts when we get caught back up, but...
Hell yeah. I love that. Man, like, the longer we talk, the more things I'm putting on our agenda, which is really great.
I mean, that's pretty much why we do this at this point. Is it makes us remember life.
Yeah, it's kind of true. Well, okay. So, I'm going to talk about something that no one's heard of, which is the AI super virus that we've been developing for our lore.
Yeah.
Which, okay, I'm gonna gush for a second. This is kind of a big lore change, but I think it really develops the setting a lot. We never settled on a name, did we?
Yeah. Oh God.
Okay.
I'll look while you talk.
Okay, that sounds good. So the idea is that during the Great War, shortly thereafter, an artificial intelligence / super virus / network invasion AI was released into the atmosphere. And this virus can basically hack into virtually any wireless network. It's an incredibly intelligent AI wireless network hacking machine, which means that virtually any wireless network or system in Delphi or the surrounding area can, if it's wireless, it is open to this AI hacking into it. Which is one of the main reasons why Retroscape is largely, a little retro tech. Everything is hardwired as much as possible. It's also why the network lab is so impressive. It's because all their tech is super protected against this thing. And it also provides one of our big bads, which I'm really excited about, because I really look forward to having this AI super virus that, is effectively waging war on humanity. Anytime that you open a wireless network, it's going to be trying to get in. The city of Delphi will be constantly looking for like Wi-Fi tags, because this virus is constantly trying to, secretly plug in a USB with a radio transceiver so that this virus can access to your computer and the web as it's connected to. So this is one element that we're kind of developing and building out as one of the world's great evils.
I don't think we ever named it officially.
Yeah, I don't think we have officially named it. Chris, as I was saying that, I was also thinking about Neurogrind, and I think that Neurogrind has a lot of the same protections that Network does. But honestly, I don't think that we've decided how it interacts with Neurogrind.
I know we did change some. I think we were planning to change something with Neurogrind. That was kind of a big step, though. This is off topic to a degree, but
yeah, by all means.
Neurogrind. So we realized we kind of stuck Neurogrind in this weird box of you have to have a robot, which, robot companions are cool and all that, but if someone really wants to put Neurogrind and not have a robot or not invest in the robot, then they're kind of just losing stuff. And instead, we were going to go more with that. They want to interface with technology in a way that is unique to compared to, say, Core Plus, who's just basically upgrading the body and whatnot. Neurogrind's trying to interface the mind with technology, where Network's trying to enhance the mind to new levels. So Neurogrind might actually be leading the defense against that stuff and trying to help build wireless technology slowly, but basically it's kind of sanctioned into very small things.
So we did name it.
Oh, we did?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
It's the Tyrant Protocol.
Oh, that's what it was.
Or the Tyrant for short.
That's right.
Which I especially... Do I?
As we talked about, because we figured out we had our three big bads of each type of creation. We had our what is it? Cybernet. We had our cybernetic, we had our alien, and then we had our organic at that point.
Mm-hmm.
That's fun. Which I think our alien, we're still going with Echo more than likely.
Yeah.
Our big bad of them. And I think we were between Colony or one of the we're doing Colony because Colony's being connected to a certain lab, but I don't know if that's officially written out yet.
I don't think it is officially written out.
Yeah.
But I think we can unofficially state it.
With Anatomics?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, super connected to Anatomics.
Its name's Al. I think that's more fun. That's even better. Network. Yeah. Oh wait, I saw Steven posted something that made me laugh. Epic level plays tests. I do again. They're coming at some point. We've promised them. I know. However, I do have a new computer that I have not gotten to talk about. We haven't been streamed since everything went to hell.
You have a new computer?
Yeah. So remember how my computer decided to destroy itself and not let me do streams?
I bet it was the Tyrant Protocol.
More than likely, it was given birth and it decided to kill itself. But yeah, so I'm no longer running my multiple monitors and streams on a Surface Pro 3 from like 2010.
Wow.
I now have like a nice computer that I got to kind of customize, and I have some upgrades for it coming in the future and whatnot. But I'm gonna have a holodeck basically set up, just multiple screens, and I'll be really happy. But it also means I can actually do some more games soon for. Hopefully we won't have to go back to digital conventions, but if we do, I'm actually ready for them
now. So the only thing that I found about the Tyrant early on is that we did discuss very briefly about that Neurogrind's tech is protected from it, and it's one of the reasons why Neurogrind's tech, the neural interlink, is so kind of unique and powerful. Is that
it's also why there's a failsafe in it.
Right. Well, and the fact that, the only lab that has, like, mind-controlled computers is Neurogrind.
Right. Yeah, we actually defined everyone. I remember the last talk we had was after the streams, and we defined everyone pretty well with, like, certain things, like Neurogrind going more into interfacing with computers and technology as a whole, and Network becoming about expanding the mind as a whole and not just social engineering, but also other ways of messing with things, like eventually more telepathy, some telekinesis, potentially, things like that. Which I really wish I wish me and you had the free time to actually put everything in order that we want to put in order, so people could see the fun stuff we have heading. But that's slowly coming back.
Yeah, we're getting there. It's one of the reasons why I want to do this stream. Like, kind of dig in, and because, like, oh my god, the changes coming to Network, I think, are kind of mind blowing, and we haven't developed hardly or like published hardly any of them.
Yeah, Did you get to read what I put in Network's channel and our developer channel yet?
Ooh, I don't know, but you want to spoil it for everyone else?
Sure. So we're working on. So my message was network paths, haha, because they used to be called path. Very dumb joke.
It's perfect.
But how Ascent and Core Plus and I think those are the two that had it. And Timekeepers had it. Had pathways you can go down, and Depot I think had it too. But like basically specializations you get into when you hit level 4. And we realized we wanted to get every lab to have that because it gave a very diverse feel to labs. With Neurogrind, at least the idea I kind of posted a while ago was one of them being the telepathic communication, mind reading, mental manipulation. So kind of the not necessarily full, not what the social engineering they have, but more like creating illusions, creating false memories, things like that. Then telekinetic, influencing the physical world through your mind. That one's kind of simple, easy to explain. And then the third path I had for them was actually their social engineering path, which is what we kind of joked about at one point was like how bards aren't actually magic. They just are so confident that people believe them when they say fireball or some other spell. So same kind of idea with that, where network just makes you believe in something so much that it kind of becomes a weird science in that regard, and things start to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the risk of stating the obvious, I feel like we're trying to Jean Grey up the network. Um,
Yeah, but we're not giving it all to one character who's. I have issues with Jean Grey.
but Jean Grey is way too powerful. But
Right, but listen, if you're going to make a character that powerful and make them have the emotional stability of who knows what, and then every other character is like, no, don't let them deal with their problems. That's how you get Dark Phoenix every single time.
why have we had the Dark Phoenix storyline so many times?
Because the X-Men is a weird thing where they go, hey, we messed up the storyline, so Wanda or Jean Grey or someone goes, let's reset the universe. And then they do it, and then they go, all right, we need something to reset the universe. I know, let's bring back Phoenix again. There's no way we'll mess it up this time.
Okay, let's take the Tyrant Protocol, our space AI, and let's create a storyline where he hacks into the network's core database, and then possesses all of network, and then gives them superpowers, and we'll call it the Phoenix Program. It'll be great. Be super good.
They hack them and then make this. There's people going around and like jacking the whatever we gave network into Ascent members. Then you have literally a Phoenix Protocol.
Oh Jesus, that's dark. Well, this sounds like a fun adventure. So let's do that.
That's fair. Sounds like some bad times for operatives.
Someone wants to join this call. How did you get the?
Because you're still on. You're showing the link right now, dude.
I'm showing the link.
Yeah, go to the actual YouTube stream. You're showing the link right now.
I see the. Okay. Fine, Brennan. If you're gonna disrupt all of our privacy, I'm just gonna have to like warp the screen.
Just adjust it slightly.
Yeah.
I looked at it, I was like, I wonder how long it's gonna take till someone does that.
Well.
Oh man.
Bam!
I'm waiting to see what it is. I'm on delay because I'm watching the stream.
Yeah, well.
Oh, there we go. We're just slightly bigger now.
Yeah, that's exactly all I did was like expand it slightly.
That's perfect.
Which, is a little silly, but I can deal with it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, okay, I see. It's the letters up top acts as a. All right.
Yeah, that's literally the link. Yeah, you just type it in.
Well, Brennan taught me something today. Thank you, Brennan. What is that? What is that image that you posted? Is that like a poo person? Is that what you are? Is a poo person?
I think it's just an emoji of a person that's being like, I'm a little shit.
That seems appropriate,
Yep.
not false.
Yeah. How you been, Daniel?
You know, I have been pretty good. I
Okay.
I feel like there's been a lot of changes in the last few
That's
months.
Yeah, it's fair. I feel like we kind of went on in this whole. We're not gonna really talk about the like all the weird stuff we've been going through because we don't want to bum people out. But I feel like if you want to or want to share anything that's like small stuff, feel free because I know our community actually does care about us and want to make sure we're okay.
I don't
We
know.
were quiet for a while.
I think Brennan just wants to hack into things. So I don't know if that's caring or terrorism. It's hard to tell.
Who knows at this point?
No, I mean, yeah, I think for me personally, you know, I I've had a tremendous growth year. That's how I'm gonna phrase everything right now. Is a few months ago I moved,
Yep.
so I bought this house. I'm a house owner now, which is terrifying.
Yep. At some
And
point, I'll get to come visit you.
yeah, you will, and we'll have a guest room.
Yeah.
And
Dude, I can bring Max.
yeah, it'll be great. And hopefully it won't smell like cat pee, which is the current quest line that I've decided to partake in.
I mean, that's pretty much just a goal always. I think just make sure your house doesn't smell like cat pee.
Yeah, it's basically true. But oh my god, we have so many like scent things going, and we we got like a carpet vacuum and carpet shampooer. I'm just like, okay, every day I'm just gonna shampoo another part of the house. It's great, so exciting.
Little bit by bit, yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah. Well, my things that happened back to back to back, which was just fun. Not to be a quick dare, but Dad had heart surgery. He's doing good now. He's all good. That was a stressful time though, because my dog then unfortunately got sick and passed away. But he was also very old and very happy. He had to enjoy his last few nights. He passed away peacefully. But and he got to eat a bunch of just bad food for him at the end, so he was very happy. But yeah, then a little bit after that, a new dog was in the house because they needed an adoption and then wound up staying. And I too am working on a house that I've slowly been working on and am just basically gutting entirely. So I will soon hopefully have Daniel's strife of trying to make sure things don't smell like pets.
yeah, it's a life goal.
Yes. That and I switched jobs I think 3 times since we last talked.
I was wondering about that. Like everything seems to be a little.
Let's see. The last not to so the fun story I think I told you a little bit was I did a voice acting job and I did a bunch of voice acting jobs and it was for the same company. And then they told me, "Hey, we're not going to pay you."
Whoa.
Because they didn't have money to pay me. But they wanted to know if it was okay to still use what I recorded. So I told them no.
Hmm.
For obvious reasons.
See, I was really happy you were gonna say yes because that would totally change our dynamic.
Oh God, no.
Yeah, no, it would be great.
No.
It's just every month be like, Jake, I just don't have any money. Just, but if you want to keep writing and working, that'd be great.
No, it's okay. The paycheck helps. The paycheck makes it so I can, when I have to get between jobs, it's okay.
Well,
That's our goal. When our Patreon we're gonna get our Patreon caught back up. We're gonna keep doing it, and Jake's hopefully gonna be able to focus a little bit more on it, so that way eventually we can have Jake be a part-time employee, not just a contract employee. Technically,
yeah.
I'm as full-time as I can be. I work as much as I can on it, so. But like I'm getting paid like it. That's the important part. That'll be our goal.
Britton, it's okay. I don't get paid either. It's giving Jake money is just like an expensive hobby for me. But
But I'm worth it.
then he
I thought
chats with me and he acts like he's my friend. That's really great.
Daniel, I miss you so much, dude. I was really sad that I couldn't go see you for CubeCopperCon 2 years in a row. I need
Yeah.
you to understand. I had a depressive weekend that weekend.
I no, I totally understand. I had to like do other things and zone out. I really feel, you know, clearly like the pandemic, like we're getting to the other side, right? Like
God, I hope.
there's hope, right? Yeah, exactly. Like, we're starting to see the other end of it.
I think, unfortunately, we're about to see part 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Well,
And I guarantee I'm pessimistic a little bit to a degree about people, not about the actual thing itself.
mm-hmm.
Just because I don't.
Yeah. So
I have lots of feelings on this.
I but like personally, I've discovered like, oh my god, like the habits and the routines that I was in throughout the pandemic are now like just being destroyed, and I'm just like, oh god, like there's things and we're doing stuff, and sometimes I have to like go into the office, and it's weird. So I feel like I'm like having to relearn a lot of like how to life, which has been really interesting.
Sergeant Nuker, I'm sorry. It's not. I'm not bringing the evil upon you. It's me more of just going. I'm just ready for it. To be fair, I was ready for it last time too. So who knows? I also hope I get to go around and play D&D.
Yeah.
That's the. I have my fan group. My in-person fan group has increased by 5 people because everyone's vaccinated and everyone's being very safe. That is the only That is the only change that's happened in the last year and 2 months.
Yeah.
Is that I saw 5 other people in person for the first time. Steven, I'm sorry. My thoughts and prayers are out for you, buddy. I believe in you. At least you get rain. It rains out there. That's nice.
Oh god, it's been raining so much here, and it's driving me nuts.
Man, it's raining here so much too, and I can't clean the basement because it floods just a little bit, enough that it gets humid. I'm in Missouri, as you remember.
Mm-hmm.
It gets humid when it rains. So, when you walk down into a basement where it's just wet and humid, it's very hard to breathe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Eric asked in the chat, what are our plans to build up having a game group in Austin? Eric, I don't have a great plan at the moment for that.
Wait, I have an idea.
Yeah.
All right, what we do is we do what we keep joking about, where if people go to conventions or do their own stuff, as long as they send us in, like, they're like, hey, I'm going here, we'll just send them a book or a couple books of playtesting. Go, here, do it. Show us you're doing it.
Yeah. So I'll be honest. There's the magic that made the old Tefra group. I'm gonna go on a little tirade, so excuse me for a moment. But the magic that made the old Tefra group really magical, and what made it really work, is something that I personally am gonna have a really hard time reproducing. And I'm kind of break down why and like what worked. So one, I started building Tefra when I was in college. I had a lot of free time, and that allowed me to, on Monday nights, every Monday for like 5 years, we would drive from San Marcos up to Austin. I would be in Austin from 6 p.m. to midnight, and then stay after for a couple hours, just chatting with people. And I followed that schedule for around 7 years. So that like it was super consistent. Every Monday there was Tefra. Every Monday there was Tefra, and we always knew that there was Tefra. That was then coupled with us going to anime conventions, gaming conventions, where we were hitting between 6 and 8 conventions per year, kind of just promoting and moving stuff. Uh, and it was, a large friend group, building, working, all that stuff. So it was just a lot of grassroots, work and um, kind of building things up that, like I work a lot now, and I'm like, I just don't quite have the energy level that I did, or the free time, and I can't stay up until like 3 a.m. going to Taco Cabana and chatting with people all night like I did back then. Um, so I don't, I don't know. I mean, the the things that worked to get the big gaming group back then, I don't know that I can actually commit to doing at this point in my life. Um, and it's part of the reason why, like Jake and I have talked about doing more streams and trying to build up the website more, and we're doing PDFs, and that way, people who aren't necessarily in Austin have more access to the game and to groups and to play material. Because and Jake's in Missouri, which that's kind of a big thing, and Enix is in Washington, which is a big thing. But yeah, so there's kind of a lot of that. And Enix is absolutely right. You need more people to GM. Okay, so I'm also gonna super segue. I have really determined that I have a lot of like narrator anxieties recently, which is really weird for me. I think I can narrate, or I can DM D&D without having anxiety, but like narrating Retroscape or Tephra or anything like that, it's just like it's hard on my brain, because as the creator, all I do is like I can't sit there and just like build the story. I'm also dissecting the rules and figuring out how everyone's playing and what else is going on, and trying to make notes about how the gameplay works, which is like,
yeah,
it kills me. And so like
it makes you feel like you're not making it as fun as it should be for everyone else.
Right, exactly. And I think that the mental pressure to build the stories, run the NPC, run the combat, but also I built the game like that, it really like it hits me. And I think this year I'm really learning like where my anxieties are and how to deal with those. And I feel like a lot of the times I can be confident, and a lot of times like when it comes to running games, I'm just like, okay, there is a toll to the way that my brain works when I run a game, and that's just something I'm learning. Like, it's not that I don't want to do it; it's just that there's a toll.
It's the spoon theory, man. You run out of spoons eventually.
Yeah, yeah. To the chat, Brennan, I love you. Yeah, forever DM.
I mean, again, people can. I feel like I should just say people can go run the game whenever they want. We're not stopping anyone.
Well, and that's absolutely true. So, like, I think to some degree, being able to say like, hey, look, every Tuesday we're gonna go run Retroscape at Emerald Tavern, and Britain's the default GM, default narrator. I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna play. I'm gonna make notes. If no one else wants to narrate, I have games I can run. I think it's just like the pressure of like constantly like performing really like gets to me.
Yeah. Well, also when we were doing the streams with like me, Kristen, Max, and you, like I basically made you, because you were a player, you were the default note taker.
Yeah.
Because you could do things and whatnot, and I could keep going and go, all right, pause. This is actually an important thing real quick. Daniel, what do we do here? And we could have like a quick 2-minute talk and then go, all right, continuing on. But when it's just like, if it's just you running or it's just me running and the other one's not there as a player, you have that, okay, I'm still a designer. I still need to write down things and improve the game. legitimately, if people start, I'm not kidding. I'm sure Daniel will do too. If people start running Retroscape games in the Discord or whatever, or start scheduling them, I'm sure one, if not both of us, will try and jump in whenever we can, and we'd love that.
Yeah.
It's just, it is very hard, and I know, like, I'm kind of like Daniel, where there's a level of it where if I was in person, I could probably run it very easily. Over online, trying to do both at the same time, it's very taxing. And sometimes you're just like, I don't want to run the thing I built because I'm going to see every little mistake that might not be a mistake. I just think it is.
Yeah. Well, I think about the groups where people talk about like D&D, and if the rule's not written quite right, it devolves into, well, what's the real ruling here?
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm just like, when we're running our own games, I'm just like, oh god, I can't help it, I can't. Just gotta fall apart.
The ruling right now is this, and we'll write it down and check it later.
The ruling is whatever Brennan thinks should happen. That's my favorite. But
yeah, I think I'm assuming you guys talking about is having us do game streams and have someone else running it. As fun as that would be, I mean, again, if one of us is a player, probably easier to do. Like even me or Dan, I could do some, Dan could do some once in a while. But we definitely also wouldn't go, all right, DM, you're taking control of our channel for a little bit. No offense, guys.
Sure.
Love you. Not happening.
Yeah.
But if people get excited and have a group and they go, hey, we really want to do this, and they go, hey, do you want us to stream? If you don't want to, if one of us isn't able to join or whatever, we can always do the thing where we like host and whatnot, send people your way, all that stuff. We want that. If people start doing streams with Retroscape or even Tefra stuff, we will try and help promote stuff whenever we can see it. Mm-hmm. As long as, everyone in our community, as far as I'm aware, is generally pretty cool and not a bad person. As long as you're not being a bad person in the games, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to transition real quick. Steven says, I'm going to sit in a really funky way, because why not? Steven asks, do we ever hit a point where we've been interacting and thinking about our game so much that we don't actually want to run it? That, I think Jake's going to have a different answer. But for me, that happens surprisingly rarely. And I think part of that is that, like, the way that I design games, I mean, you've played Tefra, you've played Retroscape, there are a lot of character options. So, I feel like I can sit down and play one of those games and come up with something new very quickly. And that's pretty consistently exciting for me. Every now and then I do sit down and play, like, D&D or something like that. Because I get to that point where I'm like, oh, I need to go back to a thing that I'm familiar with. Let's do D&D. And I played D&D for like 2 sessions, and then I'm like, okay, there's a lot of issues with this. I want to go back and play like Tefra or Retroscape so that I can do these things. Or if I'm not having that experience, then I go back to Jake and I'm like, Jake, I'm really enjoying these elements of D&D way more than I expected. Can we incorporate that into this? So, honestly, most of the time where I have gotten out of playing Tefra or Retroscape, I come back to it really quickly and with, like, a really great fervor. Most of the time what I actually discover is that I just want to walk away from RPGs in general for some period of time. And then I go play, like, City Skylines or something that's really unusual. So, that's kind of my answer.
Your City Skyline obsession for a bit was really fun. Just because you were like, you get to send pictures, but like, that's really cool. I don't know what this game is, though. It looks cool.
I just spent hours optimizing my bus lines. It's wild.
For me, along those lines, I don't think I've ever hit that point where I didn't want to run it, but I also don't get to run Retroscape regularly.
Mm-hmm.
I run D&D very regularly. And again, I kind of the same thing with Daniel, where I go like, I didn't like this aspect of D&D, and I'll like I have a little notebook, and then on my laptop I have my little sticky notes. I'll write that down. Like I didn't like this, and then if I know why, I'll write that down. If I don't, I'll come back to it later. Usually I'll just keep going and whatnot. But I run D&D the most just because that's also what everyone knows.
Mm-hmm.
At least has been a part of, and it is that weird. It's a good gateway starter with the right people. I've also seen it be a very bad gateway starter with some people based on what groups you're in, but it kind of all depends. And I want Retroscape, and I want Volcanic Engine to become that, which is what kind of it did with when we did Volcanic Legends. That became a very like simple gateway because it's fantasy, which is kind of the big hitter for most people. Is that fantasy is such an easy gateway into role playing games. Yeah, I don't know. I love running games in general. I definitely have moments where I don't want to run, but even then, if like no one wants to run a game, I'm always down to run a game. I've come close. I've had 2 moments where I almost didn't want to play role playing games anymore. And those 2 moments were a very terrifying moment because both of them I was working at Parlor at the time, and I just had a very bad experience with some gaming sessions and whatnot, and it just I almost walked away from role playing games for a little while. But I don't know. I love designing stuff. I love seeing people play games. I just enjoy everything. I enjoy playing dumb games. I play crunchy games whenever if people are like, "Hey, we play this game," I'm like, "Sure, I'll try it." I also play the really weird like Fate, which is just I have an idea. I get to roll dice because I have an idea.
That's the other night we played Microscope, which is absolutely that way. Have you ever played Microscope, Jake?
I've not even heard of it.
So Microscope is like a timeline building game where you just play on index cards, and all you do is like decide, okay, we're going to tell a story in this weird world, and you play down, you take turns playing down events that happen in this timeline. And it doesn't have to be consecutive. So you know the beginning of the story, you know the end of the story, and then you fill in components. And then you can actually create little scenes where you take on characters and build it out. And it's so... it is absolutely my favorite game. It is so much fun. So, maybe one night we'll just do a Microscope stream, because I think that would be dope.
That'd be fun. I enjoy just doing... I think we should just do streams in general. This one, just it makes us actually talk. We're both busy. We're like, oh, okay, but like, we should do a meeting. Okay, busy. Like, and then was it last week? I went, hey, should we just do a stream? And then that just turned to this. And then I guess that we can lead into the other thing we talked about, which I think you mentioned in the Discord. Did you? Where is it?
I don't know what we're leading into, but I'm excited.
The bi-weekly.
Yeah, bi-weekly
stuff. Yeah.
Oh, I'm leading into it. I see.
Yeah, go for it.
So our plan right now is to basically just transition into, for now, doing a bi-weekly, where every other week I'll either do like some sort of like in-person human thing. So either starting at Emerald Tavern or maybe hosting stuff at my place, if you're in the Austin area. And then every other week, Jake and I will do a live stream. Now, of course I'm going to screw that entirely up because next week I'm going on vacation. So that immediately throws the whole bi-weekly thing off, but we'll figure it out from there. But that's kind of my plan, is to go into a bi-weekly stream. The second part of that is that my plan for the bi-weekly stream on a bi-weekly basis, is to focus on one lab every 2-week period. So for every bi-weekly stream, will basically like have a lab that we are deep diving into. We're figuring out a slew of NPCs, how they interact with the world, really, kind of updating them to the newest stuff. So those are kind of my goals. I think we're gonna do Tribe first. Does that sound right?
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's the what. To be fair, Tribe's the one that I'm excited about because I don't think I don't think chat or most community knows I have a hate relationship with Tribe as a designer because Tribe it's one of like 3 labs that every time I try and design something for it, my brain just shuts off.
What
Like,
are the 3
one of the
labs?
Daniel, you what?
What are the 3 labs? I know what the next one is.
It's network.
Yep.
It was network and neurogrind.
Oh yeah, Neurogrind. That's right.
Those are my 3 kryptonites. However, neurogrind and network are less so, and Tribe is now 2 because those are the pathway thing helps a lot. But
You've done a lot of great work on Tribe the last couple of weeks, so
thanks.
it's looking really really slick. Brennan says we should announce the lab the week before. It looks like I just failed that, so.
I mean, we can also announce it next week.
Oh, okay. There you go. This has all been a secret. We're gonna announce the chosen lab next week.
Real quick, I want to give a shout out, and this is not the same people do a different stream right now, but our friends over at Crypt Monkey Studios are doing painting, and Dawn has her Retroscape shirt on right now.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. And there might be some collaboration coming down the line between us and them that I kind of told Daniel a little bit about with me and Ty working on some projects.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah. But with Tribe, let me pull up Tribe.
You're pulling
We
up
can
Tribe.
talk about we can at least say what we're working on, or what I wrote a bit.
Can I talk about the 2 system mechanic changes that we're working on?
Go for it, because I have to relog into Google for some reason.
Oh God, story of my life. Relogging into Google. Actually, just relogging into things. That Tyrant protocol kicks me out every day.
Every day.
Okay, there's 2 chat topics. One is wounds.
Yeah.
So, I think 2 members of the live stream are going to know what this is. So, congrats. But we're redoing wounds. And we're doing a couple things with them. One is that each character will have multiple wounds, or will be able to take multiple wounds over time. So it won't just be, you take 1 wound, now you're wounded. If you take another wound, now you are the dead. No, you'll be able to take multiple wounds. The goal of that is to be able to prolong an adventure. So you'll be able to kind of go through multiple fights and scenarios while having multiple wounds and building those wounds, etc. 2, the second part, and I'm more excited about this part. The second part is that wounds will have certain effects tied to them. So, by default, a wound might just give you disadvantage on everything. Okay, that's cool. That's a physical wound. But you might have a heat-related wound that gives you the burned effect, and now you lose your armor to defense. Or you might have a shocked wound where I don't remember what shock does. In any case, the wound effects now have they now have different effects based on what dealt the wound. From a party mechanic, this allows you to come in and kind of specialize in different wound effects that will stack in different ways. They don't necessarily stack, but they definitely complement each other. So as you're fighting a boss monster, a big bad, whatever it is, the Core Plus character is going to be in there doing electric-style wounds, while the Ascent character might grab them with their poison claws and do a new poison wound, while the Core Plus character, the Neurogrind character is doing some sort of decay-oriented wound. So yeah, it's a lot more elemental effects. It's pulling in different called shot mechanics, and it's allowing the party to really kind of stack the wound types on each other to kind of provide a lot more interesting mechanical layers than just we do hit points until they're dead.
Yeah, I have it pulled up, by the way, if you want me to read it off.
Oh yeah, go for it.
I will say also, I believe, in case anyone goes to the playtesting index right now, some of the docs are in different places than they will be in the end. But you actually might be able to find this doc technically. It's now called the gameplay rules because Daniel and I are changing how the layout will work too. But we have physical, which is disadvantage, normal. Heat, which is burned. You lose your rating, your armor rating to your defense. Cold is slowed. You move at half your speed, rounded down. In effect, each effect counts as 2 movements. I think I also made an upgrade for one of those that's going to be like even worse. But decay is weakened. Your resists are reduced by 1 to a minimum of 1. Which that's one of the things we also did change was resists. Electric, which is shocked, which you talked about, is your wound threshold is lowered by 5.
Oh, that's what it was.
And trauma is your target is unable to move towards an enemy target because they're frightened. Frightened is the one. We also have a bunch of uncommon wound effects like bleeding, blinded, choking, mechanized, fumbling, enraged, stupefied, slowed, and they're listed out in there. But talking about wounds more, I'm really excited. I'm very happy with what you did, how you kind of. Daniel's going to prep this one for how we now have a way to technically heal wounds in combat, even if you're not anatomics, you're just not as good at it. Which was the treating wounds, which is an action and maneuver. But your successes required is based on how many wounds the target has taken.
Sup, Sky?
It's Sky!
Sky!
We're talking about new mechanics.
Yeah.
Miss you.
Yeah, no, the few times we've play tested this new wound system, it just makes me really giddy. I really enjoy it, and I'm super excited, and I love it.
Ooh, Eric, I like that idea. That sounds cool.
Can network heal a trauma wound? Is that the thing you're responding to? Yeah.
Trauma wound.
Yeah, you're making that note because that's a great note.
Yep.
I get the feeling that network's going to be the next slab that we dive into. Who knows?
I feel like we should definitely bounce it around and not just go in alphabetical order just to really annoy people.
Well, yeah, we always do. Anytime that we start anything with labs, we always either start with anatomics or tribe and work forwards or backwards. Yeah. So I think I don't know. We'll just have to roll a random dice roll next week to see who wins. We could just do that on the live stream.
Yeah. We'll just divide it up as we go.
That sounds fun.
But tribe. Oh yeah. But with wounds, because what you're talking about with multiple wounds. So most people will start. I think everyone starts with 3 wound slots. So basically, you can get wounded 4 times before you die.
I thought it was 2. Were we doing?
Is it 2? I don't know. I'm going by the picture here.
Okay, I think we're starting with 2.
Maybe. Do you naturally gain any?
Yeah. No, you don't.
Okay, that's why I think we started at 3.
We're gonna have to figure out how to build that into the game.
Yeah.
It's gonna be exciting.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But Sky, who's also one of my. I have a lot of streaming friends because of the pandemic. Sky's one of them. Sky's doing all the streaming, doing some streaming. At least they were. I hope they're still doing it because it was fun to watch when I could pop in.
I feel like at this point that like I have a lot of streaming friends because of the pandemic. I either have streaming friends from the pandemic, or I have friends I haven't talked to since before the pandemic. Like,
oh, I mean, both are true. I have talked to almost
but like
no one.
Those are the options now. Like, I'm like,
yeah, I have gotten to talk to almost no one. I mentioned 2 mechanics. Were they both wounds?
Oh no, I have another mechanic. Yeah. So the second mechanic is we're adding. Labs will soon have a default tech definition.
Yes.
So any my feet just found something weird. Okay, anyways. Labs will have a default tech definition.
Famous last words.
Yeah, right. So if you are playing let's say a Core Plus, you know that your tech will be primarily mechanical. Whereas if you're playing Depot, your tech is primarily alien. Um, what this thing kind of builds into is that we're going to have different abilities that affect different styles of tech. So if, I don't know, let's say that you walk into this weird environmental effect that's just poison gas, and this poison gas, it shuts down all primarily is it biological, anatomical,
Organic, alien, and cybernetic.
Yep. Oh, cybernetic, that's right. Yeah, so let's say this, gas stuff shuts down all primarily organic tech. You would immediately know that your anatomics and your ascent character in the party are super debuffed in this. So you're going to be relying on the other members of the party. Or you encounter a breaker who has a pulse grenade that temporarily shuts down all primarily cybernetic tech. And now all of a sudden your Core Plus and your Neurogrind are really hurt. So in that way, we're kind of like hard defining what the tech styles are for each lab, which then kind of gives us a little bit of a rock, paper, scissors with some of our monsters and NPCs to be able to shut down or specifically affect those tech styles and abilities. So yeah, that's one of the other new mechanics.
Yeah, which I think we did actually divide up. I don't know where that list is, but I know we did do it at one point.
Yeah, we definitely have it. It's also, I could rattle it off in my head in about 14 seconds, but
yeah, actually, it's because it's organic. Organic, cybernetics. Depot was
alien.
Depot was alien. Facet was alien. Network was cybernetic. Neurogrind cybernetic. Timekeepers
alien.
Yeah. No, network was organic.
Yeah, that's true. Facts.
Because we made sure we had 3 of each at least.
Yeah.
I think we actually divided. Yeah, because it was organic, cybernetic, alien. Sorry, organic, cybernetic, alien, organic, cybernetic, alien, cybernetic. I think that's 3 of each.
I'll toast to that.
Yeah, 3 of each. Yeah.
We have 10 labs. What?
All right. So Eric, at the moment, no, unless like your gun deals heat damage naturally. But that was just because that way people couldn't just have the ultimate. It does whatever damage you need, but bullets are there for you to swap weapons out. Theoretically, we could probably make an upgrade that's like a higher level upgrade. It's like, hey, this can now do 3 different damage types based on what you do. Which isn't that bad of an upgrade to probably throw in there at some point.
Brennan asks, does a freelancer get to pick?
Depends on what lab they join.
Yeah. So a default freelancer wouldn't really be any of those.
Because they're just whatever the hell they got their hands on.
Yeah, if you're a freelancer and all you've done is take grapple-based specialties, you don't...
organic tech, congrats.
Yeah, you don't have tech. You're just walking around grabbing things. I don't know.
My hands are my tech.
Yeah. Well, I see your poison gas doesn't disable primarily fist.
Don't worry, guys. I built something special for this. Did he just punch that colony member in the face? Yeah, he built it himself.
I come from the Fist Lab.
Daniel, do we have a link to the store for currently available stuff?
ParlorRPG.com?
ParlorGaming.com.
Yeah, I don't know what our URL is anymore.
Retroscape RPG is
oh, that's right.
Yeah, Retroscape does have the books. Sky, I do have. If you want the latest book that we did a playtest that we published last year, I do have some physical copies. If you're wanting to not pay shipping, just let me know, since I know you're local like me.
Yeah. Yeah, Sky, it's a bad sign when I forget what our URLs are.
See, that tells you how busy Daniel is, and his brain just, yeah.
Yep.
There's yeah.
I think our soft cover is going for $20, and then the PDF is cheaper. It's a lot cheaper.
Yeah, the PDF is, do you own the PDF already? You have the new PDF.
That's true.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
I I don't have any I don't have any shirts. Daniel's the one with shirts right
that is
now. I
true.
realize that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Which we got to we'll talk about later if I want any shirts for CanCon. By the way, CanCon in July currently still going on.
That's awesome.
We'll, yeah, we'll find out. I'm hoping because I miss conventions. I
Yeah.
also so the plan right now, Daniel, is I'm not gonna have any dice out. I'm just gonna get my tablet with a dice roller and just hit the buttons for people. That way, no one has to touch anything.
God, and like even before the pandemic, I remember at Chupa how often we would have people like wipe their hands before rolling dice and stuff like that.
Yeah,
God, that was pre-pandemic.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Ugh. Legit.
wow.
If I can figure out how to just make everything digital on the, I don't think I'm probably not even gonna have books out front, or if I do, they're gonna be like, there's gonna be a sense like, remember, people pick these up.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna be, we're gonna get you one of those, like, tablets on the wheels, and you're just gonna be a little robot there at their booth. Just
Gotta be, dude. If I could do that and like, what I would do is I'd leave it at the booth so I could run games at tables. That's what everyone wants. Is they want whenever we do conventions, like, are you guys doing are they anything at a table? I'm like, no, it's just me because my boss lives in Austin.
yeah.
Yeah, but again, like I said, I'll bribe people with books. I'll bribe people with books, and I'll buy them lunch or something. I don't know. I just I miss seeing people, but then I'm like, I remember. There's a part of me that goes, I remember how gross people were before we had a pandemic.
Maybe they learned something. Who knows?
Daniel, some people learned something. Remember, there are people that refuse to wear masks. Those are the people I'm worried about.
Yeah.
Those are the ones who I'm like, I have no proof that you actually are sick or aren't sick. So,
Yep.
I'm gonna get a little what's that spray? You can like plug in sprayers in bathrooms that they just automatically spray. I'm gonna get that motion, and it's just gonna be disinfectant every time. Just a little.
Now I'm thinking about that supposed nano spray that various restaurants were using to keep things like perfectly clean for multiple months. I just want to be like, oh yeah, I sprayed my hands with the nano spray, so I don't have to wash my hands for 2 months.
Is that you want colony? That's how you get colony.
Oh,
That made me feel sick.
hello, Ben. Are you coming to visit me? You want to add a little tail to the stream?
Watch out for cat butt. We can get demonetized for that. It's not even a joke. Apparently, it happens sometimes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Um,
Oh, Vin, please do not step on my keyboard right now. That is not okay.
oh yeah, but Tribe. One of the things we're talking about was Tribe. Just a little preview. So Tribe, I made a realization with Tribe that Daniel loved because it was one of those talks we had forever and ever. But Tribe has had this I'm Batman vibe forever, which is a cool vibe. However, it also kind of hits that weird archetype that some like classes in fantasy games have, where it goes, "I'm this class," and everyone goes, "Oh, so you're gonna be like that the rest of the game?" And you're like, "No, no, I was gonna play him like this actually." So instead, now Tribe has the option for some Batman tech. But like the mask is like they don't have to have the helmet now. It's part of their gimmick. They can kind of take it and go. But it lets them lore wise, it lets them build up this persona of I'm not like it's not like we have to be better than Ascent. It's them going, hey, Ascent had some good qualities where they interacted with people face to face after saving them. We're basically mechanical helmets without a face. We should kind of fix that. At least lore wise, I think it kind of adds to them and realizing they went too hard in one direction.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna lean just slightly less into the suit element, so that the tribe doesn't have to wear a suit, completely cover 100% of their skin in order
Yeah,
to
you
be
can go
tribe.
under their clothes.
Yeah, so we'll be altering a little bit of that lore and storyline and aesthetic.
Lore wise. However, their suits are still obviously their technology. So, with Tribe at level 4, what's coming is specialized tribology suits. The 3 suits, which if you are, I think, if you already were a patron before we paused it, you can still check out the brainstorm and you can check it out if you want. But we have the tactical tribology suit, the guardian tribology suit, and the assault tribology suit. The unique thing about these is if anyone played Tribe in the last update, there was territory. It was an ability that we made that basically allowed them to enter a stance and create an area that they could kind of control. So I wanted to take that and expand it into that felt very tribe-like, where they're affecting the air around them. Because along with this, Daniel, they're absorbed. Do we want to talk about who they're absorbing? Because we're getting rid of them from.
Yeah, we show yes. Mm-hmm.
So the Order of Turbulence is being sucked into Tribe because it just kind of fits with the whole aerodynamic and the friction and them controlling air pressure, stuff like that. But in your suit, you can enter a stance and activate your territory. So we have a couple different territories, and each suit has either a territory or an extra ability with it. For example, and this is spoilery stuff, because why not? Tactical, they have the elusive territory. When as a free interaction on your turn, you can move into a space that's within the range of your territory, which is 15 feet, 3 spaces. That's something we changed. We went from yards to feet because we realized
it'd be easier.
People can divide 5 easier than they can divide 2.
Yeah.
Which is a weird thing to say, but it's true. But you can do this without triggering any abilities. So you can kind of small teleport without setting off a mine or a trap or an ability that might otherwise hit you.
Mm-hmm.
And added on top of that, I added a reaction ability for them, which lets them spend a momentum to move into a different space within their range if they're forced to make an overcome roll, like based on a mine. If they did trigger something, they can use momentum to try and just step out of the way of the range. So that's some fun stuff. Guardian has protected territory, which is going to we altered some of their first level abilities, but this basically makes it so that anyone in range gets access to your quick deflection ability. So everyone has a +2 deflection bonus until the beginning of your turn. That's a pretty just solid ability, I think, giving everyone a defense bonus.
Yeah.
Assault, which is our more damaging offensive one. So tactical was elusive, speed, mobility. Guardian was defense, damage mitigation. Assault is deal more damage. This is where the main ability from the original territory went into, which is you can make a melee attack against a creature, against a target that's inside of your territory or adjacent to it. So it kind of fits with Tribe's whole aesthetic of being this bodyguard, assault class, and also very mobile. So now you can kind of go into one of those 3. So they cannot wear the suit, go super fast, and not. I don't. There's too many knots in there. My brain got confused.
Yeah, basically, they don't have to wear the suit. That's the main thing. Well, they don't have to wear it doesn't have to cover everything, and they still probably won't catch fire. Probably.
Yeah, they when they're using their abilities, it will be obvious that they're probably a tribe member because that's how it is for every lab generally, except for network. And there might be some people might find ways around it, which I think is kind of the fun thing. There's like, I feel like half the labs want you to know who they are, and the other half are like, if they don't know who I am, I don't need to worry about them bothering me about technology, bothering me to help them, things like that. Like I feel like people can kind of fit in multiple areas with that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they'll still have the tech and they'll still be very prevalent, but it's not going to be I must wear my mask and hide my identity at all times, otherwise my family will die. Because it felt very one note. I realized for people that were playing them.
Yes. Yeah. Every tribe was edgelord.
Every tribe was what people think rogues are.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so they're that. Neurograde, I don't think we ever decided on anything, but yeah, that was a big one for tribe. Oh yeah, I guess the mechanic, a mechanic that I kind of touched on. We went from doing 10 yards to using the classic 30-foot speed because it allowed us to scale things. So the normal scale will be the 5 foot is one space, pretty easy. But then if we did want to scale up higher for like vehicles and things like that, it divides up well enough that we can do that. And 10 yards did as well. The problem was we had a 1 to 10 ratio, which was very off-putting as a narrator in the streams. And we were going to do the 2 yards instead for each space, which I did like, but me and Dan realized that people can divide 5 much faster than they can divide 2, just for whatever reason.
That sounds absurd, but it seems to be true.
Yeah. But we did also add a thing where basically we have it so it says like it'll say 15 feet or 3 spaces, just to make it very easy. So for those who don't want to do the math, it's there for you, easy peasy.
Oh yeah.
Who the heck is that in Daniel's house on the street?
Yeah, if you're not familiar, I decided to remove all of my facial hair. It was a weird.
Dude, you look very young.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I don't mean to say you look old, but like you because last time I saw you was with the beard. You just look very young.
Well, I mean, so like to be entirely honest, since January, we've gone mostly vegetarian, and I've lost like 25-ish pounds.
That's fair.
And then I decided to shave because I was like, do I have a jawline? Let's find out. Ooh, kind of. So it's been an interesting transition. But I like it. It's fun. Except my facial hair grows crazy fast. So, like, I shave, like, twice a day in order to stay clean shaven. Otherwise, it's just sandpaper. It's crazy.
Well, we talked about the fact that you saw me when I had to cut... I cut my beard off for a little while. I had a goatee. It was, like, very short. Because the small little puppy, and puppies have tiny little dagger nails, as people may not know, or may know. The little puppy jumped off my face, which caused, apparently, all the skin under my beard to leave my body. I didn't know it until I took a shower, and suddenly I was like, my face hurts. Oh, there's blood. Oh, I should shave. And I had small scars on this side of my face. Everything was cut off, but this is about 3 months of growth now.
Yeah, it looks really full, and I think that's why it confused me, because I was like, I could have sworn that last time I saw you, it was not there.
Oh, no, Sky, this is a different puppy. This is Tiki. This is the tiny Chihuahua dachshund that exists in this house now. Bosco's the other dachshund dog. Yeah. Oh yeah, no, it was weird. I hated it. Max looked at me and went, "No, don't do it again." And to clarify, they were joking, but they also like me having a beard.
That's I'm a little surprised that Jennifer has been so okay with the lack of this.
Yeah,
Um,
looks good on you.
but I mean, so far I'm pretty happy with it. I think it'll last for at least another 2 weeks, and then I'll get lazy, and then we'll see.
Yeah. There. I also well, the other thread I have is right now, and I don't think that I don't think most of this community knows that I did not used to have long hair. I used to have very short hair until I got jobs on the internet where I could just do this. And I grew it out for charity, and I'm right about at the 2 year mark for last time I cut it off, and it's now, it's on my back, but it's not it's the entire head now. I don't know, Dave, if you remember, I used to just do the top of my hair long, and the rest was shut, like buzzed shut like yours, very, very short. The entire thing is now this length, and it's so hot, and I'm gonna cut it off and donate to charity, but I'm just waiting until September to do it because that's what I did last time. Damn, that was my little rant. Sorry.
No, I think this weird amalgamation of Retroscape updates and definitely not Retroscape updates is really fun.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of how we also talk to each other.
Yeah, it's kind of true, isn't it?
Oh, is this stream is important only to make me and Daniel actually interact? I'm kidding. We're friends.
Well,
I promise.
that's
We
like
just are busy.
that's like weird couples counseling. Like, oh yeah, Jake, why do we have this date? Because otherwise we don't interact. No, it's we have to schedule dates for this, sanctity of our relationship.
I miss you though. Wait, does that mean when I visit we can't? No, wait, they have veggie tacos. Never mind. I'm good.
Wait, what about tacos?
I was
get
gonna say
tacos.
when I visit, can we not get tacos? I'm like, no, veggie tacos exist. Never mind, we're fine.
Oh, dude. So my like diet definition is shitty vegetarian. Um, our
There are
general
so many jokes there.
Yeah, no, our general rule is that we eat vegetarian at home, but like if we leave the house, it's a free for all. I mean, I had chicken breast for dinner tonight, like whatever.
Oh,
It's
okay. Yeah,
yeah.
that's not bad.
Yeah, I
That's,
mean,
as long as you're not going around going, I'm vegetarian. I'm vegetarian.
nah.
I have chicken sometimes.
There's a I just found out the other day that there's something called the blue diet, which is a diet based around the
Blue
air.
steak.
Yeah. No, it's the areas in the world where people are most likely to live to 100,
Okay.
and it has a lot of rules regarding like you can have 3 servings of roughly 3 ounces of fish per week, and you can have 1 serving of like 3 ounces of meat, not fish meat per week. And that's been I'm watching this video on this blue diet, and I'm like, oh, that's like exactly what we've been doing. It's like, yeah, like once or twice a week, we'll have a little bit of meat. Not a big deal. Brennan says it's called reductarian. I can't say that word apparently. Reductarian. Yeah, it's basically that. Um, or, I mean, honestly, it's primary plant. Like that's primary plant based is what it actually is. Is the majority of my calories come from plant food, but not all of them, and definitely not all of them when company is around. So,
Okay, cool. As long as when I visit, we can still get tacos.
tacos, barbecue, burgers.
Oh,
We
God.
can get
Hey, by the way,
all those.
hey, Daniel, remind me, was it In-N-Out or Whataburger that we went to that we never got food?
Whataburger. I still don't think you've ever been to Whataburger.
I haven't, and you know what the best part is? Whataburger is coming to Kansas City because of our quarterback for our team, the Chiefs. I don't know why I couldn't say that since Whataburger's coming to town, and I'm so excited to go in and have a Whataburger but I'm gonna wait like 6 months, and then if I go in and I don't get a Whataburger, I'm going to lose my shit.
Yeah, understandable.
I'm like, I'll wait 6 months because clearly they won't be as good yet. 'Cause they're gonna be new employees, whatever.
Yep.
But everyone's like, "Oh man, Whataburger's so good, so good." I'm like, "Yeah, I've been there, never got the food."
Yep.
That was still
right.
one of my favorite. That was still one of my favorite moments though from that entire trip. Was sitting in Whataburger with you for an hour as we watched people lose their mind.
Yep. Sounds about right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see. That's why you had your phone open. You were posting pictures of your new puppy.
Yeah, I'm posting pictures of the puppy. I'm sorry.
Ah.
Those on the Discord, there's pictures of the puppy coming.
Ah, I see.
It's a very cute puppy. And there's yes, that is Tiki. Because that was her name when they got her, and my mom was like, "You know what? She's gonna be Tiki." So I'm like, "That's her."
Yeah, seems legit.
Yeah. It was. Yeah, that is the new little terror that lives in this house. Who will run up to me, sit next to my office chair, get mad that I have not said anything, or looked at her and just go, bark, and then stare at me. Yeah.
Delightful.
That's my anecdote about that dog. Oh, she also pees on herself.
Oh.
Max, so the dog pees when she's excited. This will be my last little story. It's cute and it's hilarious. It's 9:30. I think Daniel has like one last thing to say, and then we'll probably be done. I think. But the dog pees on themselves. The dog pees when they get excited to meet new people. When Max comes over, Tiki will roll over on her back because Max will pet her belly. Every time now, the dog pees on themselves because they want belly rubs, but they get so excited they pee. So yeah,
Oh, it's delightful.
that's the effect Max has on the puppy.
Well, good for Max. It's quite the superpower. Yeesh. Now, I do think we'll wrap up there, and we'll come back in a couple weeks with hopefully a whole lot more information on Tribe. That's kind of my goal, is to build out Tribe.
Yeah.
And we'll start getting some local Austin stuff up and running now that we have a forever narrator to run every week when I don't want to.
And maybe I'll try and get some Kansas City stuff running.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
Yeah. Oh, before we sign off, in case people... I mean, we're about to head off on that. But if you're still wanting to look at stream stuff and you want to see a Retroscape t-shirt, go over to Crypt Monkey Studios on Twitch, because they're streaming and painting and talking. But they're our friends, and I figured I'll shout them out since we're about to leave.
That's awesome.
I'll even put their link in the thing, because I can do that. Because I'm a moderator. Haha.
All right. Well, we will see y'all in a couple weeks. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. Bye, everybody.
Bye.